Hello everybody and welcome back. It's me, Shweebe! Public service announcement! You're freaking awesome, alright? And let me say it a little extra loud for the people in the back. You're freaking fantastic. Don't let no one tell you any freaking different. Now that we got that out of the way. Hello Nicholas and hello Brooke, how are you? Welcome to today's Chatty Stram, where I'm gonna be spilling some coffee. This is gonna be kind of chill. For the most part, there might be a little bit of salt added to the coffee, but nothing over the top, really. How is y'all's day going so far? And Lori, hello and welcome. You're getting an ad for mud? Like the face mud stuff? Or are we talking like mud baths or like dirt? What's going on? You're nomming? What you nomming on? See, I just had a banana, because I'm pretty sure my potassium levels are a little lower than they should be, so I went and had one just to be on the safe side. But that is, I digress. Whatever. No, like, mud, you drink mud. What is a mud drink? Oh, is it like a weight loss energizer mud? Is it a chocolate drink? Is that what it is? Waffle House. You know, I've never been to a Waffle House. I don't even know if there is a Waffle House out here. I have been to an IHOP in, I think, maybe 2 or 3 different states. Them places is delicious, but with any business that you go to, location matters, because the one up here that I was going to was in the worst location possible, and sure enough, 2 years later, they're not there no more because nobody could get into the freaking driveway because it was right off this bit where everybody's going like 55,000 miles an hour. Anyways, that's besides the point. So, I have been doing a lot of, like, self-reflecting, self-learning and stuff. Y'all know this. If you've been on the channel with me or in the community long enough to know me, who I am, you know that I'm all about trying to figure out my shiz as best I can, because I have been so confused as to who I am, what I actually represent, and what I want overall people to know me best for. So, some of you might know. I know at least a couple of you off the top of my head know for a fact that I have ADHD. Now, I was diagnosed at a very young age, and my parents had their own unique way of helping me learn and helping me navigate the world as best I could. What they did was perfectly fine. But the small downside to this was I didn't know enough about what actually that all entails until I decided to go back onto TikTok. Now, I've technically tried TikTok twice. Baby Wolf Edits, thank you so much for the super chat. That's very sweet. And they say meow. I would show you Callie, but I think she's downstairs putzing around, so if she comes up during the stream, I'll put her on screen. You are a dehydrated houseplant, just crisping away. No, it apparently is something you drink to replace coffee. You can't replace coffee! This is ambrosia in liquid form. I'm drinking an iced coffee, homemade iced coffee, because my sister brought one home and I don't want to leave the house. So I made my own, and it's delicious. It's my German mild coffee over ice. I add a little bit more ice, I shake it up real good, and I put some hazelnut creamer in there, and that's all I put because I don't want it to be overly sweet, and it's delicious. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, see, this is perfect. So I've learned a lot more about ADHD because it wasn't not talked about, but like I wasn't given enough information to know that a lot of what I thought was wrong with me is actually incredibly freaking normal. So here I am, 31, almost 32, going on 32 later this month, and I'm learning so much more about it, going, oh, that explains so much. How nice. See, now, I had known that depression and anxiety was part of the ADHD package. Did not know, however, that there was other little bits and pieces of it that make ADHD what it is. You know, I never heard the word stimming until recently. Within like the last few months, either talking to Lori or talking to a couple other people, I'm like, what the freak is this word? And then I go onto TikTok, which, by the way, I have reopened up my account on TikTok, and the username is Shweebe. You spell it exactly how the channel is, you will find me. I just posted something today. Gonna attempt to post like a short funny thing, no matter what it is. as often as I can. I refuse to make promises anymore. But I've learned so much about myself, and it's like, yeah, stimming is basically when you do something repetitively on repeat because it releases some kind of dopamine. This explains so much. I didn't realize that ADHD actually, it's not necessarily like a focus disorder. There's not enough dopamine disorder. That's the problem. And I was like, oh, that explains so much. Why didn't I know that? So now that I have all this extra information now, I'm learning so much more about myself and going, there is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with me. It's just how I was created on this planet. And instead of fighting it like I have been all this time, because I thought that's what I was supposed to do because I'm not normal, I am now embracing it in more ways than ever, okay? The amount of confidence that just came out of nowhere from learning so much about this, it's not a problem, it's just about who I am. Like, I feel like Queen Latifah, okay? Like, that's how much confidence I feel like just came out of the woodworks, because I'm going, there's nothing wrong with me. This is just how I am, and this is totally okay because there's other people in the world that go through the same crap. So it's like, wonderful, wonderful. Now I don't feel so alone. Baby Wolves, thank you for the, oh, thank you for the cat sticker. Oh, and the $1.99. Thank you so much, sweetie. You need to watch Connor Wolf. Yes, I do watch Connor. I moved my mic. I didn't mean to. I watched Connor. I got a whole bunch of different like ADHD TikTokers that I follow. So if you go onto my page, it should be able to show you who I follow. I think. I don't know. Again, this is only my second time ever using TikTok. But I follow a bunch of them and a bunch of other things that are kind of related to that. So you can expect me to share some of my own ADHD experiences and then just the chaotic person that I am in general. Like today's was me talking about how the muggy weather was driving me insane because it was messing with my hair. Brooke goes, coffee is the nectar of the gods. Exactly. Alright? Exactly. This did not grow here, alright? The gods saw that upon humanity that there was no such thing as the heaven sent of coffee. Therefore, he cried a single tear, and that landed, and a coffee bean sprouted from there. And thus, we have the magical Energizer bunny juice just for us to drink. Now, being that I have ADHD, it doesn't actually energize me. No actual energy drinks really do. If anything, if I drink enough of it, it'll put me to sleep. Or if I drink enough of it, I'll be so wired and like shaking. And then I crash. I crash really hard for like 12 hours. Shweebe looks amazing for her age. Oh, thank you. You know, most people... okay, so... you know what? I'll talk about this anyways. And also, the bouncing around with talking and ideas and stuff. I mean, yeah, I've mentioned that a few times. It's part of ADHD. I'm never joking about that. That's true. But I've learned that, yeah, that's another thing. It's because there's like 1,000,001 ideas going at the same time, so I have to look at all of them. Callie! Hi, baby! What was I talking about? Oh, for my age. Sorry. You know, embracing it a lot more and being this much more confident about it. I'm not sorry. I'm no longer sorry. This is just how it is. I have been saying I'm sorry for just my natural, like, ADHD tics just about, and there's no need to. So, no, I'm not sorry. As I was trying to say, I am actually oftentimes mistaken for being a 15-year-old or younger, but when I was 12 and my 3 sisters, obviously being much younger at the time, I was accused of being their mother. People are asking me, are those your kids? And I'm going, no, they're my sisters. They are 5 and 7 years younger than me. Who do you think I'm shacking up with? Okay, I'm 12, or however old I was, 11, I think. Ew. But you know what? I guess I'll take that as a compliment, people thinking that I am much younger than I actually am, because I came from 2 gorgeous parents, okay? And then, as far as the makeup stuff goes, after my sister, my youngest sister, Kay, ended up doing my makeup for the punishment, because I absolutely hate doing makeup, but she did such an amazing job, and it boosted my confidence even more in, like, an interesting way, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna practice and do, this is it right here. I'm not intending to do like the whole take the knife, put it on the side of the face and do the whoosh cheekbones and whatever. This right here, I like this. It's simple, easy to do, and when I take it off, it's just as easy. I love it. It's great. His videos describe ADHD amazingly, and yes, we have stints. Yes, exactly. Connor does a wonderful job. Did you know he actually has professional, like, I think it's psychologists and doctors that follow his page because of how accurate and, you know, like, just the information that he shares. And because he actually has it, it's not just him pulling stuff out of his ass over it. Like, it's a legit thing. So it's like, I will probably share some of my own ADHD experiences aside from what's happening in here. One of my favorite ones is what I have referred to as dyslexia of the mouth. I do this quite a few times, whether it's just talking here on the stream. Y'all have caught me doing it where I have just fumbled a word so hard that we just add it to the Shweebe dictionary because it has become its own unique thing. So, yeah, I have fused words together, and it's comedy gold when it happens. Caffeine does nothing to me at all. Exactly. It tastes great, though. I'll tell you what, part of my morning routine is as soon as I get up, whenever that is immediately I go get a cup of coffee. Callie and I go outside, and I'll either have my phone or my Switch or maybe a notebook or something, and I'm just out there drinking coffee, and she's out there futzing around, probably chasing a squirrel. She almost caught the squirrel this time, and I was like, please do not bring the squirrel to the house. I will cry, especially if you grab that little baby ginger squirrel. I will be so upset. Callie, please don't chase the squirrel. You can chase the bunnies because they're about the same size as you, but please leave the squirrels alone, okay? We have our first ginger squirrel. This property that we own is 23 acres. It's technically about 5 wide, and then it goes back that way. Or maybe 3 wide. I don't freaking know how acres work. They're huge. That is besides the point. This entire time, I've lived here for about 15 years. I don't recall seeing very many squirrels. A couple gray ones here and there, but there have been like a few years since I've seen them, so I imagine they're just living out in the back. But this year, earlier this spring, I saw the first, like, gray squirrel, and he was fat. So I was like, where have you been this entire time, buddy? You have been stealing nuts from somewhere, because damn. And then later, I saw the little ginger baby squirrel, and I was like, oh, you're just so cute. Okay, there actually is something else I wanted to share with y'all, because I think it's funny, but it's also kind of like, I'm letting y'all know, don't fall for this bullshit, but it makes me laugh. So, if you are a content creator, you are going to have brands, and the reason I'm using the bunny quotation marks, you'll find out very soon. Brands that are going to come to you and ask for you to cover a product that they have, whether it's a game or if you do like beauty things or cooking things or whatever. But in some cases, where I myself am a gaming creator, or technically it's probably leaning more towards entertainment creator because I do other things on top of gaming, I get some of these emails from randos that are trying to get me to use and show on my channel is what they're asking. Very, very questionable products. Okay, so today's email was asking me, because I have a YouTube channel and I'm an influencer, that they wanted me to try out CBD like vapes and stuff. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I got nothing against CBD. I'm all for pot, whatever, that's fine, but I don't use vapes. And did you even look at my freaking channel? What part of Shweebe Gaming and Entertainment screams she uses vapes and is going to showcase this when she knows nothing about who you are? That's not the best one. Now, maybe a couple months ago, I got another one for a garage light. It's one of those motion detector garage lights. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have a garage. I live out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, okay? I have a barn that used to have horses in there. We now have like trucks and like lawn equipment in there. I don't live somewhere where that's necessary. If we want the lights on, we take a big ass flashlight with us or a floodlight and blind whoever's trying to get into stuff. So it's like, but that is still not the best one. I think this one may have been about 3 weeks ago. I got an email requesting that I show on my YouTube channel, which is gaming and entertainment, to show off some lady toys. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I'm not explaining it. You're probably too young to know what that is. They wanted me to show off, and how they worded it was using the lady toys and showcasing the product on my channel. This is not an OnlyFans account, number one. Number two, I am not that kind of an entertainer. If I wanted to be that kind of an entertainer, I'd have worked on Pornhub, because those ladies get big money, okay? Oh my god! I cried laughing. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, it was so funny. By the way, if y'all are enjoying this rambly, weird salt coffee fest, please hit that like button. It definitely helps me out. No political stuff in here, Nick. Fat squirrel go high. Exactly what Laura says. That's not an appropriate question. I'm not one to get political in the first place. So, on this channel, I go ahead and stop that right in its tracks. This is not about politics. If you want to discuss politics, you go onto like one of the Fox Channel News YouTube accounts or something, or you go onto a channel where they're covering the presidents and all that crap. This is a gaming channel. This is an entertainment channel. You're not going to know my opinions about any of that, no matter what the political thing is going on in the world. It's none of your business, and it's none of my business to know what you did either. They taught that in school, and the fact that they don't push that anymore bothers the fuck out of me. But moving on. Herm's here. Hi, Herm. How's it going? They never look at your channel. Of course they don't. And that's the thing. I know damn well they don't look at the channel. I have wanted to send an email back going, did you even look at my channel, or what video in particular did you look at? Because I have had some of them stating, we watched your video. You know, I think I did about a year ago. I said, okay, which video, and never got a thing back. Though I don't recommend doing that, only because even emails can like get viruses and stuff, so it's like, I don't bother with that anymore. The last one I got one was for smart outlets for lamps. Oh, I've seen those. I've actually, where the hell were we? I think we were at Lowe's and they had one with USB ports on the lamp. I was like, it's the future. I love that. I love it so much. I don't have any place in the house for actual lamps because it's all the stupid overhead lights that bother the hell out of me. All of those are off. The lights that you see in this room, I have studio lamps instead because they are soft and not right above my head, washing my pale skin out, because then I just look like Lord Voldemort if I have those lights on. I own a total of 2 lamps. Neither need smart outlets. Send me the ladies' toys, please. Send me the ladies' toys, people. Got it. I have misread it. Oh god, I have an idea. Oh boy, ladies' toys. Where's the lie, though? Sips are nice. Oh my god. Yeah, so just don't fall for that kind of crap. No matter who you are. Because unless it is like an actual reputable, I don't think I could say that word properly, reputable brand, and or you regularly shop from the brand, don't trust it. It is most likely scammy BS, and they will go after these smaller creators because they expect you to be dumb. Seriously, they expect you to be dumb and just going, oh my god, I'm gonna get sponsored, I'm gonna get millions of dollars. Don't do that, okay? I've had a couple companies trying to say that they were gonna sponsor me for this, that, and the other thing. Also, if you do later on get actually sponsored by a big brand, whatever it is, have a lawyer present. Someone needs to read the fine print, because there are channels around there nowadays that because they didn't read the fine print, they didn't realize that they signed away the entire rights of their channel to that company just because of one sponsorship. Can you believe how freaking low and petty and just motherfricker? Really? Really? Yes, it does happen. So, yeah. You talk about, I'm not even the person in those shoes, but I'm going, and you thought you could just slip that in there? But the problem is, a lot of these kids or adults are signing away, not reading it or anything, and then they find out like a month later that they're trying to do something and they legally can't because they signed their name on the line without reading the whole freaking thing. So get yourself a lawyer if that happens. What does that say? Readies the phone all to a lawyer, having this on standby. Hell yeah. So do we need to hire a lawyer? Yes, you would definitely need to hire a lawyer. Reputable. Am I even saying that word right? Reputable. There's a couple words that I have learned that I do have a hard time saying. I don't even know if I'm saying that one correctly, but occur? Like something has occurred? That's how I say it. I don't know why. That's how it occurred. And then the other one is toilet. I don't say it like that. Hey, Mom, I gotta go to the toilet. Toilet. Where did I learn to say it like that? Toilet. I realize that I've lived up and down the East Coast and in several southern states, and now I live in New York. I can only imagine it's my brain taking all the accents and going... You will say some words correctly and others like a freaking Mohibian, and everyone will think you're from another freaking planet. Why do I say that word like that? That word of all words is... I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I freaking don't know, okay? I kind of chalk it up a little bit to when first learning how to read. I had a very hard time learning phonetics. So I was taught English, reading specifically, through the classes that teach it to you as if you're learning it in a second language. So... What they go over the phonetics, like in the ebonics and everything of it. So that's how I learned how to first read and actually speak a lot for the most part. So I can only imagine that that might be where part of that is from. But there's also certain words that I read, and I read it as if I'm not from the States. So in the States, if you see I-V-A-N, here we pronounce it Ivan. I automatically pronounce it Yvonne. Or my other favorite is the other spelling of that, where it's Y-V-O-N-N-E. Again, here we pronounce it Ivan. But it's actually pronounced Yvonne. And I get it right. When I worked in the pharmacy many years ago, we had this guy, he had moved here from somewhere. I actually don't quite remember, but that was his name, and I said it, and he goes, "You are the first person here to ever get my name correctly. Thank you so much." He goes, "Where are you from?" And I'm going, "I'm from here. It's just, I don't know. That's how I read stuff." Oh yeah, I did actually add in some commands, so y'all can have fun with those. So do we need to hire a lawyer? I meant for what you've been talking about. Oh, no. Not yet, anyways. Reputable, I guess, right? I'm not really sure. Okay, that's kind of funny. English is a mistress of a language. Yes. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, especially American English is definitely the mistresses of all languages, because we took a little piece of everything and just kind of formed it. We technically English, mind you, English from Europe came here, and then everybody came here, became the melting pot. So we have all of this, and then we have words that technically don't exist over in other parts of the world. And so that's why our language is the hardest in the world to freaking learn. But we also have like single words that mean so many things. One word can have like 30 different definitions, but also based on your inflex of how you say it, and then the overall context of your sentence and just what's going on, can mean 1,001 things. I used to work at this hotel. Actually, it was my first job? Yes, my very first job. I worked at a hotel. It's a big fancy resort here called Turning Stone. Very well known for what it is that they do, but a lot of the workers there are from all around the world. Now, I worked with a couple guys and gals there that were from Taiwan. Really lovely people. Oh my god. They were so funny. We would get into races to like, if we had the rooms where there were double beds, we would have 2 people on one bed and 2 people on another bed, and then we'd race to see who could get the bed stripped and redone as quickly as we could. So much freaking fun working there. I was 19. I had a blast. But, so, what was his name? I think his name was Moon. Or at least that was the nickname we all gave him. So, he had a hard time understanding, like, when someone says, oh boy, which is, it's just a phrase, really. It's more like a phrase that means emotion. He did not understand what the purpose of saying that was, or why it was that we said that, or like what it meant. So I explained it to him as like, there's just certain things that we'll say that's supposed to convey emotion. Like, I can say, oh boy, and I'm super happy, or I can say, oh boy, and I'm super upset. He was floored by this concept. Why did we get off on a language thing? Jesus! This brain! Shweebe, do me a favor, try to touch the tip of your nose with your tongue. Me? I can't. My tongue is not that long. It gets to there. I have a very short tongue. Bah, bah, bah. Why did you want me to do that? Now I feel silly. American English raises floor-length skirt above the ankle to woo, français. Yeah. Oh, and for those of you that follow my Twitter, no, I am still missing 2 of the 3 games. And technically what I found out is I wasn't missing 2 games. I was missing 2 games and 1 case. I found the case. The case was for my Root Factory 4. Found that. The 2 games I'm missing, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Super Mario Maker 2. I was hoping to use Super Mario Maker 2 as a possible penalty thing, or maybe just a funny rage video, but I cannot find out what the hell I did with them. I found every other game in this freaking room, so I don't know where they went. I even checked Phoenix's stack of things, and I don't know where they are. So, for those of you that wish good vibes and stuff, wish that I find the games, and hopefully they're just in some weird location, but in this room. That would be nice. I would really appreciate that. You may be partial tongue-tied. Look it up some. Partial tongue-tied. May explain a few things. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to leave since my phone is dying. Have a fun Chatty Stram. Alright, Brooke, thanks so much for hanging out. We'll see you later. Bye! Couch cushions? Nope. The futon is naked. It's got a blanket over there, so Callie will keep her white body off of it. Or at least her fur, anyways, and then I can just go take the blanket, wash it, and put it back on. This way, if ever I have guests over, they're not immediately getting up and having a white fuzzy ass to match her. Just check behind furniture. I flipped this stupid office upside down. The only other place I can think of, and I even checked my weird junk box that I have over here, that quite literally has a little bit of everything. I've got a power surge thing, I've got a picture from when, actually I think that picture's a little older than I am, I wouldn't be surprised. I've got instruments in there, cords galore, bits and pieces to my VR thing. I thought maybe I just tossed it in there. Nope. I even checked my little storage containers. Not over there. Checked my entire game thing. I checked the movies in case maybe it got put in there. Nope, not a clue. I don't have a freaking clue. So hopefully I'll just come across it. Maybe it got shoved under the bed or something, which would be weird, but not technically out of the realm of possibilities, right? Right. Nice cold coffee is good. Okay. Since I am in a mood to just talk, if y'all have any questions, provided that they are nice, please feel free to ask them. I will answer them as best I can. There was something else, and now I don't quite remember. I honestly have no idea. I know I talked about it on my I'm back from my hiatus video, and for those of you that follow my Instagram, I updated my office space. I felt during the break that I have learned for the ADHD thing is we tend to like just move furniture around a lot to give that fresh look and feel, something about it. I don't know, and I thought about it and I'm going, I do that a lot. So I was like, you know what? That's exactly what I need. So I cleaned off a lot of this. I painted the background to make editing a lot easier for myself. And I love it. I can already tell here in like the next couple of months I'm gonna want to change something else though. I don't know why that is though. Yeets all the asshole questions saved for Brooke and Cole. Great. Fabulous. I do have a question for y'all. Since it is Synad Day, how are y'all doing? What kind of fun activities have y'all been up to? I recently asked on Twitter if anybody knew of some good farming simulator games or something kind of like that, because I've been playing, I played Stardew Valley, I played, you know, I started Rune Factory 4 on the channel, but I never did quite finish it, so I'm debating on just restarting it and then just continuing it, or, I don't know. Well, I'll work on that later. I've also started the game Colonist, which I saw my buddy Directionally Challenge play, I think sometime last year or earlier this year. It was really interesting, and I happened to catch it during the Steam sale, and I started playing it. It's a lot of fun. I do like it. Hermit says, alright, guess I got one that belies my true nature. Any new games that have caught your eye? Yes. Though my wish list is already close to 800, but when the, it was the PC game stream that came out earlier, the E3 game stream that came out earlier this year, there was a few on there that I had seen. I couldn't tell you what the hell the names of them are now, but the answer is yes, but I have my short-term memory and long-term memory sometimes just kind of go when they can, so yes, but I don't remember the names for it. I'm sure if I were to go through my wish list, I'd go, oh, it's this one, this one, this one, this one, and I do follow a lot of games on Steam and other things like that, so. Oh, I do know of one that I can recall off the top of my head, though it's for Switch. Rune Factory Mother Freaking 5. Oh my god. I honestly thought years ago that they weren't even gonna bother with the Rune Factory 5, so I am so freaking happy that either it's the same company or they got new people, I don't freaking know, but they all managed to get back together and they're finally making the Rune Factory 5, so yay! Oh, and then, okay, never mind. Now that I've started talking about it, I can think of two other games. So this September, technically it's Life is Strange 3 or True Colors is coming out, so I'll be playing that. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll have 2 all finished up by then. And then the Pokemon game that's coming out, the remaster for Diamond and Pearl. I already ordered one for myself and Phoenix, so we're gonna be playing the hell out of those. The wanting to change the room every few months is an ADHD thing. Oh yeah, when Phoenix and I lived out in the apartment a few years ago, I would do that like once every 3 months. It drove him insane. Like I'm talking, we were swapping rooms. That's how often we did it. And he would get so annoyed because he didn't quite understand why. So I was like, it makes more sense if it's this way. And he goes, Beb, we just had it that way. And I'm going, I know, but I need this. So I would start doing it when he was at work and I just happened to have a day off. So by the time he came home, I was almost done and I would just ask him to help me move the heavy thing. He loves me and I love him. Okay. I read that. My bedroom hasn't changed since we moved in and it's making me crazy. Yes! That shit drives me insane. Technically, where I'm at right now used to be the bedroom. We used to have our bed right here, but I was like, this space is so spacious and would work so well for me to do like my office stuff in general. So we moved all the bedroom stuff down there instead, and it works great. Because technically where I did have all my office stuff, all of that noise, because I'm just loud in general, would go downstairs, or sometimes the downstairs noise would come up and get caught in the feed, and it was just like, this is just going to be a continuous battle. So where I am over here, unless I am screaming bloody murder, next to nobody hears it, so it works out. Work and currently going to the store for food, being home alone for a week. Ah, interesting. Got a series to look up. Yeah. Very nice, very nice. My cat itch. I don't like it. I'm not actually trying to scratch myself. Jesus. Jesus, Brittany! Oh my god. I did have something else in mind, and then wherever that train was going, it stopped and then said psych, so all the passengers are still just sitting there at the station like, but I had to go home. Nope, like, it was there, and it's gone. Shit, I don't even remember. Whatever. Okay, so, random little thing. Concerning the punishment videos, I am working on those. They're gonna take me a hot minute because we were supposed to do the water balloon stuff this weekend. However, the weather decided we're gonna rain. So that kind of ruined that opportunity. So I'm hoping I can either do it this week or maybe this following weekend, but I am working on them, so those will happen. So, yeah. Prom? Do you mean prom? When you went to... Tickets were canceled mid-trip. Exactly. What is prom? Are you asking what prom was like when I was a teen? Is that what you're asking? I'm gonna assume that's the case. I hate assuming, but let's just roll with that. So, most of you know, I moved around a lot in my life. I originally lived in Virginia Beach, but throughout my life, I've bounced around through different states, either due to my parents' work, or just family situations that happened. So, like, I've lived in a lot of states up the East Coast, a couple of them down south, and then by the time I was 16, give or take, we finally moved from Virginia Beach all the way up to New York, again for work purposes, but we've stayed here since then, and then Dad works out of state. It works. Anyways, so by the time I moved up here, I was supposed to be having prom that following year, and... you know, I really didn't know anybody, and I wasn't interested in dating anyone either. I had the mindset of just get the hell out of school, go to college if I feel like it, and then I can worry about all that crap. I was very introverted and just like, not that I didn't have crushes or anything, but it's like, I'm not gonna do anything about it. Jesus, I have me to worry about. But fate, or the universe, or I don't know, had different plans. I met Phoenix in high school, and we've been together since then. So I went to prom with him. My prom dress. Now, prom is 11th grade, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because senior ball. I got it. Okay, so prom, I wore this black dress, and it kind of looked like a ball dress, if that makes any sense. The kind where you look like a freaking cupcake, okay? Because my body size and just body shape, that looks bestest on me, and I look so freaking cute. I had this little black sash that tied in a big bow in the back. Oh my god, it was so cute. But then our senior ball, I don't know if this is still the case in every school, but at my school, I swear all the girls were wearing the same damn dress, just in different colors of, like, pastels. And it was, like, this silky thing and just whatever. And I'm like, first of all, again, I don't have the body type for that. And 2, I cannot rock that color. And 3, I hate that style of dress. So, Mom wanted to help me get something extra super special pretty. Give me a sec, I might still have the picture. I don't know how well this will show up, but she helped me look for a medieval gown of sorts. And Phoenix was wearing technically it's from, what was it? Organization 13 from Kingdom Hearts suit. But he did have like a nice black button up with like a golden yellow tie. And this picture's old, it's a little fuzzy, but that's us right there. There we go. And this was actually him proposing to me. Isn't this just so cute? I still have this dress. Somewhere in a box that is like super sealed and everything. Duh. But yeah, that was what I wore at our senior ball. And let me tell you, there were some salty bitches there because your girl looked freaking hot. I got compliments from all the teachers, and you know what? The year after we graduated, the following year for senior ball and like junior prom and whatever, they started setting up themes. So they left it up to like a majority vote. That following year, the senior ball's theme was Phantom of the Opera. I was pissed. I was like, are you serious? You're gonna do the Phantom of the Opera thing after I graduate? That's one of my favorite freaking plays. I was so salty, but like I was like, cool, we left like a permanent mark and everything. But you talk about some girls just giving us that I can't believe she wore something like that and I wore this kind of thing. I'm not one to be petty like that, but considering most of them bitches there were just like the kind of girl, you know what I'm saying? The very typical, like, materialistic, I'm better than you mentality that really gets you nowhere in life. Ever. It tasted so good. It tasted so good. Makes an ass out of me and just me. Preach our salty queen. Oh boy, Phoenix knows how to seal a deal. Ain't that the friggin' truth? He's handsome as shit. Grabs the time machine and salt containers. Don't mind me. Brackets here. Hello. Sass. Oh yes, absolute sass. Lori says the ones that now want to be your friend. No. Thankfully, that's not the case, because I'd only been at that school for about a year and a... No, technically it was 2 years, because, I don't know if I've said this on the channel. I feel like I might have here and there. So, because of bouncing around from all these states, and then going from Virginia Beach all the way up to New York, there's different curriculum requirements. So, what they wanted me to do, because I was technically, finishing up my junior year. I was supposed to start the next year there as a senior. What they wanted me to do, essentially, was have, like, 3 science classes, 3 math classes, just a ridiculous amount of shit that I could not get done in 1 year, and I knew I was gonna fail and be held back anyways. So, I was like, okay, did I wear high heels at the prom dance? Oh, hell no, honey. The only time... let me finish this, and then we'll go into that. The hell was I saying? Oh, so in Virginia Beach, they had this, it was like a college program of sorts where you could take classes, and it would cover, like, certain Englishes, certain histories, and things like that. And I asked the guidance counselor, I was like, hey, we had this there, what do you have here? And they go, oh yeah, we have that. They had a graphics design class, but it was a 2-year program, and he says that, and I'm going, okay. Can I still take it? He goes, yeah, but you'd have to be here for 2 years. I was like, okay, how about I do that? Because I'm not about to take 15 classes, so just hold me back a year. I'll take the graphics design class. That'll take care of my math, my science, my English, my history, and all I'll have to do is cover, like, the basic stuff that BOCES doesn't cover. You talk about his eyebrows reached his hairline going, you want to be held back to take this. I'm going, yes, because I'm terrible at math and science. Let me take this freaking program. It's art. I love art. I still do. I'm out of touch with it now, but still. So, yeah, that's what happened with that. To answer your question, Nick, no, I did not wear high heels. I did not have confidence in high heels, and there's a kind of a story to that. So, I think just about everybody goes through, like, a goth phase of sorts. And I'm going to use quotation bunny marks because it's not goth for everybody. In some cases, it's emo. In some cases, it's just you wear dark colors. So mine was more, I just wore dark colors. But I was getting into, like, the pants and the boots and like, all that. Now, I had these boots. They were platform shoes. 6-inch, big, cloggy heels on them. I fell down so many fucking stairs. I actually fell down in front of a car. Thank God I was in the cul-de-sac, so the speed limit was maybe 15 miles per hour, and I had a backpack on, so I didn't get injured. But that changes not that after that, I never wore heels again. I wear flats or ones that have slight pumps to them. Also because, you know, now, after having screwed my back up when I was 23, I'm not wearing heels. That would just hurt. No thank you. Lucky you. First 10 years after high school, all those bitches tried to act like or be my friend. No, thankfully, because they really didn't know me. Or for those that claimed they knew me because of the rumor mill. This is the smallest, one of 2 smallest towns I have ever lived in. And there's this thing when it comes to small towns. Everybody knows everything about everyone because of the fucking rumor mill. But it's not 100% accurate. What the rumor mill is nothing more than lies and fantasies about something that happened, and it's only meant there to hurt you, especially if you're a kid or at least a teenager. So, yeah. I never saw them again, and I pray to God I never do. For the couple of people that I have seen here and there was one I was thoroughly impressed with. Now, for the life of me, I can't remember his name. But having gone to that high school, I do know he was part of the football team. And he was a bigger guy. Like, taller, bigger guy, if that means anything. And he was an asshole. He was your typical jock jerk, or jerk jock, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Sorry, I'm getting a little salty because he was an asshole, okay? Straight up. I remember his face. I still remember his face to this day. But he had more issues with Phoenix than me, because I was the new girl. Whatever. But, I remember Phoenix and I were at a Denny's just having our dinner, and he just pops up out of nowhere, and I'm looking at him going, don't you frickin' start anything. But he comes up, all gentlemanly like, all polite, and apologizes for how he acts. And then him and Phoenix are just chit-chatting back and forth and figuring out, you know, how things have been, and he was actually super impressed that, you know, he and I were still together, because this was years later. Not to really add a whole lot of, like, extra tea or anything. Hang on. Amlin, hello and welcome. How are you? Hello, comrades. Hello, how are you? What I had learned years later, and thankfully I never actually caught wind of until much later, because it would have just, I would have broken down and cried, because I'm sensitive. I am. I really am. I had learned when Phoenix and I first started dating, because it was maybe a month after I had, like, started the high school there. Apparently people were placing bets to see how long we were gonna stay together. Some were placing bets for, like, a day, a week, a month, a year, and a year plus. There was only one person who placed a bet for a year plus, and he got, like, $100 or something. I was like, you motherfuckers. Rude. I didn't realize me dating someone was gonna be a freaking game. Why didn't I cash in on that? We'll have been together, actually, for 15 years this October. I don't know. People are weird and have nothing better to do. Jeebus. Long time no see. I know, right? How's things going, Bracket? Apparently my rejection letter to me... What? Apparently my rejection letter to being invited to the school reunion finally got them to back off. Oh, oh, Lori! So, Phoenix and I got our 10-year 5-ish years ago. That thing came in, I looked at that, and I just went shh, shh, and tossed it in the fire. Phoenix did something a little more creative with his. He wrote... fuck you, ain't never gonna happen. And he went so nuts with it. He just, like, wrote out this on the letter that they sent and mailed it back, and we haven't gotten a single thing back from them since then, and I'm going, I hope you never do. Alright? That school that I went to is one of the second worst schools I have ever been to. The first worst school I'd ever gone to was a middle school in Virginia Beach, and that was after having lived with my grandparents down in Alabama. Oh my god! Droid, hello and welcome! How are you? Hello, hello, how are you? Looks down at clothes, whistles. Woohoo! I could whistle, but that would make me a bit of a hypocrite because I hate whistling. And it also irritates my ears greatly. Which I learned is actually something I picked up from my grandfather. Apparently, he could be in one room. Mind you, my grandfather was a military general? Something like that. Something in the military, whatever, general high up there on the totem pole of sorts. Hates whistling. Hated whistling so much. He would catch you, like, just start whistling and go, hey! Cut all that whistling! Before I rip your lips off or something. It was creative every time. I got that from him. I hate whistling. I hate it. It's a little less annoying if I do it myself, but that makes me a hypocrite, and I hate that more than anything else, so it's like, I don't. It's one thing if it's an accident when you're talking, you get, like, that gopher whistle through the teeth. Which I hate, because then it's inside your head, and it's like, I've deafened myself! Good! Yeah. I don't know where this weird tirade of, like, stuff I'm talking about came from, but you're welcome. By the way, if y'all still have questions, I'm still answering them. And just talking out my face because I like talking to y'all. I like letting y'all know just how actually crazy I am, and after getting this weird confidence boost of learning way more about myself, honey, y'all can expect way more just actual me. That I have been so afraid and beaten down since I was a small person to, you shouldn't act that way, Or, that's not normal. Honey, there ain't no such thing as normal. This is me. This me is normal. Me being quiet and not saying anything for like 5 minutes, that's not normal. You better be careful. You better be tiptoeing around, because I'm probably about to bite you. Or something. Or swipe everything off my table, because I've done that. I have scared many a boss from doing that. Wind your neck in before I stitch your lips together with a rifle butt? Maybe. Me, that can't whistle. Then you are my best friend, Omlin, because I can't stand whistling. That. Oh, and my other pet peeve is styrofoam. Satan's musical instrument, because just thinking about it makes my skin crawl, makes me want to grind my teeth. I hate the sound of styrofoam when you squeak it. Something about it. I want to rip my ears off. Just, it's that awful. Confident Shweebe is best Shweebe. Aw, thank you, Droid. I am... The sad thing is, a lot of it is outside forces telling me this, that, and the other thing, which I'm not the only one that goes through that. Everybody goes through that. And I blame a lot of that on the schools and children, because I was a children at one point. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. The shit that I had to endure because I'm different. Whether that's just how I perceive the world, how I fucking look, how I fucking act, because I don't act like every other, lady that's out there. I'm just me. Like, the best way I could ever describe myself in terms of lady is I'm one of the guys, if that makes sense. 95% of my friends are male. For different reasons, but that's just how it is. So I don't like wearing dresses. The only reason I even wore the ball gown or the prom dress is because Phoenix begged me to wear those for that special night, and I told him, okay, because we're only gonna be doing this once in our lifetimes, yes, I will go get a dress and we will go and do that. So yeah, actually, I don't even think I still have the prom dress now that I think about it. I know I still have my ball dress, because that was like $400, and it's gorgeous, okay? And that shit's adjustable. For the weight that I've put on over the years, I can still wear it and look sexy! What? Sorry. Bracket says, what about dragging your fingers on rubber? Ooh. You know, that one doesn't get me so much. Dragging my fingernails across molds or ceramic, the squeak that gives off, oh my god, it's akin to styrofoam, but you know it's not, because it's ceramic and it's just gross. I had a tangent that I was on, and then my brain stopped and everybody jumped off the train this time. Oh, so a lot of the, okay, yeah, so I don't know why I keep saying so as if I know what I was gonna say. It was there, it jumped back on the trampoline, but bounced back up about 1,000 feet in the air. I'm waiting for it to come back down. Oh, so a lot of the, like, confidence issues that I had was just from outside forces and people telling me, berating me, belittling me, and me eventually, because when I was a smaller-in child Shweebe, a young child Shweebe, that shit went right over my head like water off a duck's back. Meant nothing to me, because I was still just doing me. But by the time I hit puberty, give or take, and other certain things that happened in my life, words really started affecting me in some serious manners, and it's I don't wish that upon anybody. And for anybody else, like, this shit took me, I didn't actually really start this journey until I started YouTube, which is a weird thing. I have shared this a few times on the channel. The main reason why I even started doing YouTube was watching my favorite creators like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and others, and seeing where they started from to where they were at the time back in 2016, and actually where they are now in 2021, and going, they not only have changed themselves for the better, they're also helping those around them. I wanted that so much. And it took me a long time to even consider doing the YouTube thing. I watched them for 2 years before I actually decided I'm gonna open up my own thing and I'm gonna start my fucking journey. And I am so glad I have, and I am so glad I have met each and every one of you, no matter if you are part of this community, if you're a fucking troll, whatever, because each and every single interaction that I have on here has helped better me, and I pray that I am bettering you in some fashion, whether that's you're just coming for entertainment, or you're here actually getting something out of it, because let me tell you something. From a 31-year-old to however old you are, whatever experiences you've had in your fucking life, don't let anybody tell you who you are, what you represent, or what you're all about until they've actually walked a mile in your freaking shoes. And guess what? They can't, because that's impossible. Because you can only view the world as yourself. No one can see it through your eyes. Nobody can. Only you can do that. So, that being said, if you have confidence issues, self-esteem issues, much like myself, I am 31, finally figuring out that fuck everybody else. This ain't about them. This is about me and my journey. I am so freaking happy of the person that I am today. Yes, I have regrets. Yes, I've made mistakes. Because guess what? I'm human. So is everybody else. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna fuck it up. What makes it better is when you pick yourself up and you try to amend those mistakes or make sure you don't do those same mistakes again. You learn something from them. I don't know where this tangent is coming from, but I felt like that little PSA was meant for everybody here. Whether you needed to hear it today, tomorrow, later on, if you know somebody that needs to hear that, clip this part and send it to them. Cause damn, am I tired? Sick and tired of just... quite literally, it was hating myself for what other people were saying about me. Like, I really took to heart what it was that they were saying, and I'm still a little guilty of doing that to this day, but it's less so after doing my own journey. I started my journey at, like, the age of 26. I'm now 31, so that's about 5 years. I'll be 32 later this month, so we're getting closer to about 6 years, give or take, and... shit, if you look at the very first video on this channel to who I am now, so much has changed. I wouldn't trade that for the world. You could not give me enough money for me to go back in time and say, never mind this. I love this so much. This experience is what I needed. This experience right here, I recommend to anybody. Seriously. I totally understand why there are people out there that, you know, they just have all this confidence, and I always questioned why that was. Like, how can you be that confident when you've got this naysayer saying this, that, and the other thing? It's because they do not have fucks to give. They turned in their fucks and got a fuck it button instead. And from now on, my fuck it button will always be pressed. So, there you go. Highly recommend that to anybody. Let me check on the chat. Should we be letting out her inner southern there for a minute? Oh yeah. When I get heated, like, my southernism comes out real thick. That's got a lot to do with, most of that actually has to do with, so, originally I'm from Virginia Beach, but every summer we would go and visit my grandparents, and they lived in Alabama. And they have some thick accent. My Uncle James, boy, that man is so funny. He's one of my favorite uncles. He's the only uncle that I know of that... Oh, no, that's not true. No. Now I think about it, he's the only uncle I had that has that thick of an accent. Holy shit. And this man is deaf. If you think I'm deaf, if we ever talk in person, which I hope happens, that man is deaf. You cannot sit there and talk like this to him, because he will sit there and go, what? Huh? What'd you say? Speak up! I love that man. He is so silly. Hopefully you will make it there too. Absolutely. Especially after that 2 weeks that I took off, I figured, you know what I haven't done in a while was do some self-reflecting. And I don't know what it was. Either it was, I don't necessarily believe in fate, but I don't think it's impossible either, if that makes sense. So I just went to TikTok. I hadn't touched TikTok in many a month. And I swear that For You page was screaming at me, you need to see this. That Connor guy for the ADHD thing was the first thing I saw, and then I was like, And I started, like, watching more of his stuff, and then it suggested more, and I got more information about myself, and then I started doing other things that was meant solely for me. If you haven't done any kind of, like, true soul searching or just research upon yourself, no matter what it is, you need to do it. You'll be surprised at how normal you actually are. And how normal doesn't actually fucking exist. It's a societal bullshit that's not even real. Why can't you just act normal? Why can't you get that stick out of your ass? How about that? 31 Shweebe. She is a little Shweebe. Maybe compared to a couple of people's in here, but everybody else calls me dinosaur. I don't know what that's all about. I think y'all are just jelly that this dinosaur looks hot. Just before you judge some... Let me try that again. Dyslexia of the mouth kicked in. Before you judge someone, walk a mile in their shoes. Then when you criticize them, you're a mile away and they ain't got no shoes. Exactly! Preach it, droid! I hate doing this! Why am I still fucking doing it? I don't know. Best pep talks of all time. Thank you, Bracket. Don't judge a book by its cover. Exactly, until you've read the pages. But even after you've read the pages, guess what? That's still considered an opinion. Another thing that I think people take a little too fucking seriously is when someone says they have an opinion. What an opinion is nothing more how you perceive the world around you, no matter if the opinion is actually wrong or factually correct. I have opinions about certain things that I refuse to share because they can be a little controversial, and other people will get so fucking uppity if they knew. But that's the beauty of it. It's an opinion. It is a right that I am allowed to have because it's stored in my brain. And if I do intend to share it, you can't shame me for having an opinion. It's when you act upon that opinion and it's harming others is where it's a fucking problem. A bus. You are not a dinosaur. Me, on the other hand, you are the meteor, Lori. You enjoyed both. Droid says, so question from Droid time. Favorite game you have played in the last year? In the last year. Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, I'm gonna try and, like, chalk it up to newer games, not games that I continuously play all the time, like Skyrim. I could never get tired of Skyrim. Shit. Oh! This goes back to Hermit's earlier question. Slime Rancher 2! Whenever that one comes out. I do have that one wishlisted as well, so that's another game I'm looking forward to. Jeez. Most favorite game that I've played in the last year. Stardew Valley! I started that, I think, earlier this year, and I logged about maybe 300 hours? Give or take? That doesn't sound right. That might be a little too high. I played a lot of it. So much of it. I love that game. I got to the part where I finished my 3rd year. I just, started dating Elliot, and then I was gonna go to the island thing, and then by that point, I was a little tired of the game, so I was like, alright, whatever. Genshin. Lynn, I did play a little bit of Genshin. I really enjoyed it. Excuse me. I don't know. Like, I really enjoyed Genshin. I just didn't get addicted to it much like everybody else did. But that's just me. Lori says, Slime Rancher 2, so excited for that. Yes! It's adorable. I am debating on replaying the first Slime Rancher, and actually reading the story things because I always skip those. Even before they added a physical character for it, I never read the emails. I just collected the slimes because they're adorable. But I kind of want to, like, see the story for what it's for because I have no idea what it's about. I don't know if that changes anything necessarily. I think it's more or less just to be there if you want a story, but past that, it's slimes. They're cute. They have cat slimes, okay? I was a happy camper when I discovered there were cat slimes. Jeebus. And then they had sparkly, crystally ones, and I was like, oh, they're shiny. I love it. You will hate the story. Casey is a stalker. Who the hell is Casey? I know the main character's name is Beatrix, right? I thought. See, that's how much I don't know. I just know it was slimes, okay? They're adorable. I want a slime plushie. Shit, if slimes were actually real, I would want to hug one. Seriously. Just like, just a big squeeze! And then there's baby slimes. Nice coffee is so good! There was some coffee TikTok thing that I had seen, but we saw it on Phoenix's phone, so I don't know what the name of the account is, but they do, like, professional coffee things. There was this one where they put honey in it, and I'm going, honey? In coffee? That's kind of odd. Or at least I thought it was going to be odd. So I tried it. They did add, like, some other, like, stuff on it. They did, like, creme, and then, I think it was, like, they broke up chocolate something and put it on top. I was like, okay, that's a bit much. So we did, you take the honey, you put it in the cup, then you get the coffee pours, it's nice and hot, you stir that up real good, and then you take, like, they technically were using a heavy cream, but I was like, I am not about to make fucking heavy cream. I am just gonna buy that shit. So I bought it in a can, and I'm like, let me tell you, that stuff is delicious. And probably like 1,000 calories of sugar. But it was so good. Oh my god. I have to find the account again because they did other stuff. They did this one with rose. Like actual rosebud. And I was like, in coffee? It looked pretty. I want to try it. It looks really good. They have slime plushies on their website. I have to get one. Hopefully, I bet you anything the Tabby ones are sold out all the damn time. I want them all. It's like Pokemons. I gotta have them all. And I want the, what were they called? Were they called the Gordo? The giant slimes. I want them to be the size of me as like a beanbag chair. And Casey is the ex-boyfriend of Beatrix, and he is cringe. Oh. No thank you. Gross. I have a headache. Is it about to rain? Jesus. Sorry, excuse me. Hey, baby. She's asleep. Yeah, it looks like it's about to rain. I don't know, does this happen to anybody else? And I don't know if this is just due to health or maybe it's just how I am, but I always know when it's about to rain because I get a freaking headache right here. I'm grateful that's all it is now, because years ago it used to be the pain in the back or pain in my legs due to the injury that I had under that happened. I couldn't even finish whatever that word was. Good choice. Shit, that's bad. I need to take something now, damn. Oh, you gave me the link. Open the link. I will have to check this out. Oh my god, it's so cute! Oh, if you're a fan of Slime Rancher, click on that freaking link that Lori left. Oh, it's so cute. 15 bucks. 15 bucks. Shh, don't tell Phoenix. I want one. Shh, I'm checking it out. Shh, don't tell Phoenix. Don't tell him. Why do I have to? I hate this. You have to sign in for every little freaking thing. Could you maybe just mind your own damn business? Why do I have to sign into your thing? Just let me buy the thing that I want. Shut your mouth. Let me get the thing that I want. I don't know why you always do that. God. Yes. Give me stuff. I want the tabby slime. Whatever. Whatever. Whatever, Becky. Whatever, Becky. Just, I want the slime. Yeah, I'm getting the slime. I'm getting the slime. Shh, don't tell Phoenix. I'm getting the slime. Shh. We're doing, it's a covert operation. He doesn't need to know. Go through? Yeah? Go through? Yay! I got it! I got a tabby slime. I ordered a tabby slime. I ordered a tabby slime. You're not allowed to do that to me because I am actually a very impulsive buyer. I have been debating. Now, let me know if honestly if you think this is a good idea. It is actually part of an ADHD thing. We are very impulsive people. And sometimes that also makes us impulsive buyers. I have some really weird shit I've been debating on sharing via TikTok because I don't really think it fits all that well on YouTube. But, I figured maybe it'd be funny just to go through the weird shit that I have bought and either actually use or it just sits there and collects dust. Opinion on Genshin Impact. Omlin, whoa, excuse me. Excuse me. Let me try that again. Omlin, I really enjoyed Genshin Impact. I only played it for, I think I only streamed it maybe twice on the channel, so I think I played a total of maybe 8 hours. I think it's gorgeous. I didn't get that far in the game. I wasn't able to get super addicted to it, but overall, if you like JRPGs, and it's... They do have like a multiplayer aspect to it of sorts, but it's very big, open world. It kind of reminds me of like one of the Tales games, just a little bit. Or even a mix of... What's that other one? Not Tales. What's the other one? Kind of Final Fantasy-ish, maybe a touch of Dragon Quest is what Genshin Impact reminds me of. I really like it. I think it's gorgeous. But again, I just didn't get super addicted to it or anything. I got decently far enough in the game. It is a co-op, got it. Droid is a puddle slime. Aw, Droid would be a cute puddle slime. Would you still have like your droid like face? That would be cute. Excuse me while I take some headache relieving stuff because good lord, this is getting worse and that means that storm's about to crack open in like maybe 15 minutes, maybe less. Or it could just sit there and fester for like the next hour and cause me to have an actual migraine, of which Shweebe will not be freaking happy if that happens. Sorry. Not sorry. I would never tell Phoenix. Attempted to buy Puddle Slime and make him a little helmet. Oh, that'd be so cute. I'm a terrible enabler. Nah, I couldn't tell. Oh my god. Yay, I'm gonna get a tabby slime. I'm excited. Oh my god. I'm so happy that y'all came out just to listen to me just like blab my face off. Y'all are therapy in a weird way, but it's also like I'm just chilling with my friends kind of thing, which that's how I've always treated it in the first place, but it's like, I don't know. I love it. It works. And I get to just blah, 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 and get all this weird energy just out and about, and I get to share stories, and it's great. Probably shouldn't show you the slime tea. No, because I'll buy it. Don't do that. I'm trying to behave. I bought a slime, a tabby slime. Phoenix doesn't need to know. Because if I have the shirt, I can easily conceal the slime over here. Maybe. He'll probably see it and go, where'd that come from? He has a keen eye in the weirdest times, but if he asks me, he goes, Beb, I can't find my hat. And it's quite literally 3 feet away from him to the left, sitting on top of his tower. And I go, Beb, it's right there. It's right there. It's right. Turn your freaking head. And he looks and he goes, oh, and I'm going, yeah, use your eyeballs. But if something is out of place on my side, not that I'm like overly neat or anything, because I'm really not. Another part of ADHD thing, we have a chaotic mess, but it works because we know exactly where everything is. And if I like seriously clean my house, like how my grandmother cleans her house, I would never find anything. And I actually think the reason I am missing those 2 games is because I did do a better cleanup of this area. That way I can have the space to do VR and other shiz and not like be smacking into anything. I think that's why I'm missing those 2 games. I am certain of it. That's why I'm missing those 2 games. Blame me. But, Lori, why would I do that when I could just feign innocence? And go, I have no idea what you're talking about. Santa Claus came early. It's an early birthday oh my god. I was about to say it's an early birthday Christmas present. Technically, it's not wrong, but still. You do VR? Yes. It's been a while since I've done it because originally my desk was over there and then I moved it over here and then my VR freaked out and then stopped working. So, and then I just kind of like forgot about it. Object permanence is a weird thing with ADHD that I've learned, which makes so much sense. So I just literally forgot I even had a VHR for the longest time. Why am I saying VHR? It's VR. Jesus! I know why I'm saying that. I'm actually helping my mother with her VHSs downstairs because she's trying to get them onto DVDs instead because some of them you just can't fucking find anymore. Yeah, I do have VR. Lord, what is wrong with me? As I was saying, and then it took me months until I could actually figure out what the hell was wrong with it, so I uninstalled everything, reinstalled it, had to find the box because it actually had the freaking code on there, and then after doing that, whatever the hell it is I did, games that I was originally having problems playing now work. And I'm like, I am a technological genius when I don't freaking mean to be. What, like, Kung Fu Albert Einstein crap did I just pull there? Because there were games that I originally couldn't play because it wouldn't recognize them, and it would just freak out, and it's like, okay, whatever. But, yeah, I do have VR. I've started using it. I did a Beat Saber stream recently-ish. I have to be very careful doing the Beat Saber stuff because I am out of practice, and therefore I hurt myself during the stream. So, yeah. But that happened. An early birthday Christmas. Nice. Just tell him it was an anniversary gift that he gave you. Yeah, months ahead of October. Absolutely. But yes, I do intend to do a little bit more VR content here and there. I actually played, what's the game? Gorn, where it's like a Coliseum battle-esque thing. So you'll get to see that later this upcoming week. I just have to make a thumbnail for it. And I have one in mind. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, you can expect that later on. So tasty. I love coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Alright. Again, if y'all have any more questions, feel free to ask them. I would love to answer them, no matter what they are. They can even be about, like, weird fandom thingies. I don't care. Hell yeah. That's freaking right. And, again, since I am talking about ADHD off and on, but it's a part of me. And after learning so much about myself, I'm going to share some tips that helps me out with how to keep a lot of my shit together. So I have a terrible time with time management and making sure I get shit done. It's just how I've always been. So what I started doing, what I used to do at different jobs that I've had, was I've started making lists. But I make very small lists. I'll do a couple at a time, and then I'll tackle those things, and then I'll cross them off, and then I'll add a little more, and then I cross them off as I go. And seeing that I've done that much already today makes me feel like I've at least accomplished something. I do, if there's like things that have top priority, make sure that they are at the top of the list, or I put a star, and they're generally the first things I work on. So that has helped me get a lot more done. And I learned why it is so hard for me to get shit done, or just why people with ADHD have such a hard time getting shit done, because when you tell someone to go do something, let's say someone told me to go clean my shelf. They go, okay, all I have to do is clean the shelf. Okay. For them, that's simple enough. Someone like myself with ADHD goes, okay, that's 15 different steps. That's not just you telling me I have to do one thing. That means I gotta clear all that shit off, I gotta put them down somewhere, make sure that they don't break, and then I have to turn off the light fixture, and then go get a rag, get it, like, decently damp, and then wipe it down, dry it off, and then put everything back. And that already sounds exhausting. That is, and after, like, doing the TikTok shit and doing some more research on it, I realized that's why it is difficult for me to get a lot of shit done, because I don't realize, or I haven't rather, realized that I've been breaking it down to the finest little detail, and that's why I struggle to get shit done. So, doing it this way has definitely helped take a lot of the edge and anxiety off of that. Tea? I don't mind tea. Tea's okay. I'm definitely more a coffee fan. If it comes to tea, I don't like hot tea. Something about hot tea in me just, no. And cold tea, it's gotta be a sweeter tea of sorts. So, certain Arizona teas are nice. There's some, there's a brand of tea around here. It's in a very tall glass. It's, or tall can, rather. can't think of what the hell it's called, but they have one called, it's like a, it's not blueberry, it's like a snowberry or something kind of flavor. It's the bomb. I don't remember what it's called, but it's great. Bracket says, hey, ADHD with mild autism equals crackhead energy. It feels good to have crackhead energy. Yes, but then on the flip side, when it's just, you are just down at the bottom of the barrel, curled up in a fetal position because it feels like the entire world has crumbled in on you. The fact that there is no in-between, it's quite literally just up, down, that's it. It's like, okay, I don't think anybody else goes through this, but the learning that that's not the case, that there are several people out there that go through the same shit that I do, makes me go, I have no reason to not be confident about this, because I see others out there that are like myself, and they are making the shit work. So who says I can't do that? You have prioritization task issues like Asperger's and audio processing of conversations. Yes! My audio processing, oh my god, I used to get into so much trouble for that shit too. Not necessarily by my parents, but other people. Like, I had this one lady, I don't want to get too far into that story necessarily, but I had this one lady who thought that I was actually, like, partially deaf. Now, at that time, I was not. I was a child. I had perfect hearing, but, you know, unless I'm actually focused on it, I'm not going to hear what the hell it is you're saying. Now that I am much older, and have worked at various loud jobs, I actually have lost a bit of hearing in the left side of my head, so if you talk on this side and I go, what? It's not that I'm ignoring you, and in some cases, it's not even the processing audio thing. It's, I freaking can't hear you. So, like, when I recently got my hair cut, the lady was working on my hair, we're chit-chatting, but anytime she would come over here, I kept saying what, and I told her, I was like, honey, I can't hear on that side, not really well. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. So, yeah, that was a weird thing to share, but you're welcome. Now you know a deep, dark secret about Shweebe. She's partially deaf on her left side. So we can't process our conversation without others invading. Yes, exactly. Bubble tea? Boba? I've never had boba tea. Brooke recently explained to me what that was, and it looks interesting. I like, okay, so the Denny's up here, when we used to go before the world decided to explode upon itself, they have this cold raspberry tea. That shit is the bomb. I could drink gallons of that stuff and complain afterwards that my stomach hurts, but then pee it all out and go get some more, because it's so good. It's not good for you, but it tastes great. I have a much different experience than you. It varies from person to person. Like, not everyone's ADHD is the same. There's like a, from the information that I've gathered. Now, I would highly recommend, number one, you go do your own research on it first. And just take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I offer that aplenty. It all has different symptoms, and you're not going to experience every single one. So for myself, also, Bracket, I don't know if I ever asked this, and I don't want to assume, because I hate assuming. It's a weird pet peeve that I have. But I'm going to ask, are you male? Because from what I've learned, males and females experience ADHD completely differently. I did not know this. Males are more likely to be diagnosed with ADHD because it's a very external experience for them. It's, they're hyper, but it's also they can get aggressive and angry. There's a lot to it. Women are less likely because it's internalized. And I didn't quite understand what that meant until I started looking into it a bit more. It's, and just go ahead and do that, because I don't want to make like this whole segment here about that, but like it was surprising. I was going, okay, so I technically was, yes, diagnosed for it when I was very young, but I didn't have this information. So I knew that I had ADHD, and when I got older, I realized that the depression and anxiety, albeit yes, there were certain experiences that I had in life that can also attest to that, was also linked into my ADHD. But then I'm now almost 32 and learning that the other aspects of my life also are tied into that, and it's like, motherfucker. There's nothing wrong with me. Not at all. Oh my god, hello, Uni! How are ya? How's it going? Droid says that's a social construct. Boys are allowed at a very young age to be out there and aggressive. Girls are forced to internalize everything. Same with Asperger's and ASD. With ASD, men are diagnosed more often because they aren't encouraged to hide everything. Yes, agreed. 100% agreed. Oh my god, it's hot in this fucking room. I hope it just rains and cools everything down. It's muggy, and I hate it, and I don't like it, and I don't appreciate it. Because my hair earlier today looked like a bird's nest that they just vacated. They made it halfway through and then said fuck off and flew away. And it's like, and now it's hot, it's sticky in here. I don't like it. Uni says good, working on my site right now. Oh my god, I can't wait until it's up. Uni's making things, by the way, people. Uni's making bath bombs and stuff, and when he gets done with it, I'm going to help promote it. So if you're into that kind of thing, look out for that sometime in the future, because that's gonna be a thing. I've never used a bath bomb, so I'm gonna get one and I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna be kind of all kinds of surprised and be like, ooh, ah, it's pretty. But yes, where did my what were we talking about? My everything like exploded. RG, what's up? Hello and welcome. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's having a good Sunad day. Sunad day. Trying to say Sunday in 3 different ways doesn't quite work with only having one tongue. Just saying. Oh my god, Becky. Oh. But yeah, I gotta say, learning more about me in general and just the shit that I have to deal with on a regular basis has definitely put a lot more into perspective for myself. And granted, I've already said this, I think, maybe 10 times, because at this point I'm just rambling. But it's me. I'm cute. I don't know what to tell you. I fully recommend do a little soul searching, do a little digging into whatever you think is wrong with you, because in some cases there's nothing wrong with you. At least that's the experience that I've had. There's nothing wrong with me. This is just me. I have been told by other people who don't know my fucking story, who aren't even my parents, but even then my parents don't know my full story either, that there's something wrong with you. Why can't you just be fucking normal? Excuse me. You don't know my life. You don't know the crap that I've had to gone through. Have had to go through. That's not English. I don't care. But yeah. There's a lot wrong with Droido. Lies and slander. There is so much fabulous with Droido. Get that right. But that being said, you can expect a much more happier and more confident and more open me. I am going to have really high up days, and I am going to have really weird low days. Like, yesterday was one of my weird low days. I don't share that kind of thing often because, granted, I'm not trying to, like, mask, really, even though I have learned that that is something that you do. Whether you're just, you know, yourself, or especially if you have ADHD, we mask. We don't mean to, but that's just how we've learned to guard ourselves and protect ourselves. But in this case, it's more a matter of I just don't want anybody to worry about me, kind of thing. Even though I know some of you are gonna worry anyways. But it was one of those weird, low, awful days where it's just like everything felt numb and wrong. So I was quiet, which again is, if Shweebe is quiet, be concerned. Because she's either plotting your demise, or she's just having a weird day. Thankfully, it was just a weird day. I was not out for blood. But, you know, I just was like, nope, just gonna take a me day. Screw this. I can't deal with anything right now, because it's not gonna happen. Sometimes ended up having to wear a heavy mask at home is exhausting. Oh, don't I know it. There is a reason I live with the people that I live with now, and not certain other family members. for choices that they make and or how they treat me, because that's not what I would qualify as family if that's how they're going to treat me, or those that I have in my life. That is something I could talk about, but I feel like might be a little too personal, so I'd have to ask the other people that are involved before I start going down that route, because that's more a story that involves at least 6 other people, so that's besides, you know. I digress. I will always worry. That's because you're a good friend. I get it. Because I do too, but it's like, I just don't want people to think, oh my god, she's gonna go off the deep end. No, it's nothing like that. It was just one of those, I felt weird. And then today, look at me. I am all aglow, super confident, and feeling like a boss-ass bitch. I've ended up in a situation, I have ended up in a situation of wearing a mask even at home. Yeah. I have too. Especially when my home at the time was living with other family members, and you had to act a certain way, otherwise you were considered a heathen and going to hell. Which apparently I still am either way due to certain life choices I've made, but you know what? I would sooner go to hell in a handbasket than go to heaven in a bus with them bitches, let me tell you. Just saying. Oh my god. And Phoenix can drive the bus. No, Phoenix can steer the handbasket is what I was trying to say. Good lord. Whatever! I knew what I meant, but my brain just decided to go 15 miles too fast. Could you rain already? Jesus! My head is killing me. By the way, if y'all still have questions, feel free to ask them. I don't care what they are. I will try to answer them as best I can. Uni says, I just learned how to work on my depression, which I am incredibly proud of you, Uni. I know shit gets real at times. Shit sucks at times. But I am so proud of you that you have taken the steps to better yourself. And, cause, like... And this will sound selfish, and I don't mean for it to. I never mean for it to. I would have been fucking crushed if I had learned that anything bad had happened to you, or anybody. But I'm glad that that's not the case, and that you finally are getting the help that you need and you deserve, because screw everybody else, you are fucking fabulous, and I am so proud of you, and I'm so happy for you. Droido question Mach 2. Do you prefer video game stories told to you directly by character conversation and text, or subtly in design and background elements? Ooh, that's a fantastic question, Droid. I suppose it depends on the game. If it's a JRPG, I want it to be, like, part of conversations, and, you know, like, the events are happening. Excuse me. But if it's, like, a horror story, what really draws me to it... Sure, there can be conversations here and there, but what really draws me to horror games, is having to figure that shit out for myself. It's fine if, like, you know, there's some that have journals and whatever, but it's even better when they don't, and you have to figure out everything just from, you know, whatever the game has to offer. Perfect example of that would be Little Nightmares. The Little Nightmares franchise is, without a doubt, one of the best horror games I've ever played. Starting from 1, playing the in-between games, and when I recently played 2. There is no talking in those games at all. There's just grunts, noises. There's no papers that you come across. It is purely an experience. A frightening one at that. I've watched a couple of, like game theory, like, you know, what they think happened and whatever. I like looking at those from time to time. And it's just intriguing. Whether or not you've seen them, I'm not going to bother spoiling anything, because if you haven't played it and that's your thing, definitely go play them. They're freaking fantastic. I love them. But those experiences you just got to piece together, and by the time you got to the end of it, it's like, oh my god, this happened. This happened to so-and-so. Oh my god, that's awesome. But then, like I said, on the flip side, with like JRPGs, or something along the lines of like Jak and Daxter, where technically it's a platformer of sorts. Conversations is what, like, fuels the storyline as to what's going on. I love both, but I feel like it just really depends on how they approach the overall story. What would work best. So Evil Within, which I got like halfway through and stopped. I'm intending to play more of that later this year. Again, no promises, because Shweebe does not do promises, because then she overwhelms herself. Bad Shweebe. That one's kind of a little mix of both. That one's got story and conversation, but it's also got a lot of you're having to figure the shit out for yourself because it's friggin' weird, man. But again, it's just the overall approach of it. I really like them, just as long as they do it correctly and it fits for whatever the story is that they're trying to share. Bracket asks, Evil Within 2 or 1? The first one. I played up to chapter 6 or 5. 6 or 5, I think. I missed this stuff. Evil Within I started last year. Around Halloween. I was gonna do like this huge horror event thing. I was thinking Evil Within was gonna be a little shorter, but then it wasn't. And I could have continued playing it, but I was doing like holiday themes and stuff for November and December, and then I thought come January I'll pick it back up, and now we're in August, so I figure I'll wait till October and I'll pick it back up, and fingers crossed I finish it this time. Because I was doing like the entire chapter's worth for each episode, because I didn't want to break it down into like 35,000 videos, and I'm glad I did it the way I did it, because that game is great. It's disgusting, and it's awesome, and I'm really good but really bad at it all at the same time. Like, I can pull off some really weird stuff and get, like, whatever boss I'm fighting at the time just out of the way. But then there's other times where I die to stupid shit, and it's like, great! Yay! That happened! Good job! Droido says, I agree, big fan of well-designed background elements, telling parts of a story, though. I love a well-thought-out world. Yes. If you can... See, so the other reason why I started doing YouTube, specifically YouTube gaming, is... So I first started playing video games when I was about 7. Yeah, 7. And the very first game that I had ever seen was my dad playing on PlayStation 1 was Tomb Raider. Now, I've told this story a couple times, but I don't mind sharing it again because it's a great story. Now, I had never seen anything like this before. We didn't have any other consoles in the house. His was the first that I'd ever seen. So, being 7-year-old me, seeing that, and I'm just going, oh my god, you're making her move? And he's killing stuff, doing puzzles and whatever. This jerk face, my dad... He's at some boss. I have no idea how far in it was in Tomb Raider 1. But he goes, here, this is how you do this is how you do that, whatever, you're gonna go up this ledge, and you're gonna fight this boss. I'm thinking, okay, it can't be that bad. I saw him fight, like, tigers and stuff. I'm thinking it was just gonna be another one of those. No! This was some giant, half-torso, muscly skeleton thing that... He goes, you have to unload your entire shotgun and not get grabbed by that thing. Let me tell you, 7-year-old me, that is when the salt truly began, because I am screaming and crying and trying to kill this thing, and he's picking me up and swinging me around like a rag doll, throwing me, pushing me off the edge, and I'm falling down to some really flat-ass lava and dying, and I eventually beat him through pure determination and nothing more, and I fell in love with video games. Mom was pissed that he allowed me to play such a violent game. So after that, that's when I got like my first SNES or whatever. But since that's where I truly fell in love with video games. So, and then that's when I got my first SNES, and then I got my own PS1, and then I got PS2. I fell in love with the worlds of video games. If I can be so drawn into the world and have an actual experience of the game, I will, one, be thoroughly impressed, because that is a little harder to do with certain ones, but then I'll just absolutely love the game if that's possible. So, like, my starter games, granted, some of them you can't really do that. So, like, some of the SNES games, not really gonna happen. So, it was like the Mario games, Mario All-Stars, to be specific. Can't really get absorbed into the world. But boy, can I fucking rage over it. I'm gonna head out. My headphones are giving me cramps. Oh, Bracket, I hope you feel better, but we'll see you later, hon. Bye! But then when, like, I first started playing JRPGs or RPGs in general, oh my god, that was a whole other experience of gaming. And then I didn't actually start doing horror stuff until, Phoenix and I first started dating. So, we were about 17 when we first started dating. And in my household, horror was not a thing. Mama just said no, because she doesn't like it herself, and therefore she didn't want it in her house. Fair enough, that's fine. Phoenix's family, on the other hand, he started seeing horror stuff since he was 2. So I watched my first horror movie at 17, and then I know what ones I like and what ones I don't like. And then at the age of 26, I played my first horror game, which was Wick, and that was a great game. Really fucking scary for a first experience, but whatever. And then I fell in love with it because it was one of those games where you got bits and pieces of story, but a lot of it was you were running around trying to collect more of it. And then there was, like, secret endings and things, and I was like, oh, I love that. Trying to piece together all the puzzles and shit and survive. I love that. So, for me, if I can get an experience out of a game, whether that's being super sucked into the world, or being left with the, what the fuck did I just witness? I love that more than anything else. Fighting a T-Rex with pistols, Tomb Raider, yes! Oh my god, that was one of my favorite levels. I think that was in Tomb Raider... Was that the first Tomb Raider? That was either the 1 or 2. But there was this one, it was like the second or third level, you'd go in, you'd go to the right, and then... La-di-da, my first time playing it too, just la-di-da, running around, all of a sudden, raptors and a T-Rex, ah! Crunch! Are you kidding me? You have to go through the side thing and go up, and then hopefully you've got enough bullets from previous levels or whatever, and you take down the T-Rex eventually. And the music that they would play when you got into certain situations like that was always so, like, it would pump up your anxiety because you're like, oh my god, they kill it with fire, and it's awful. The giant torso boss, yes! In the arena, yes! Joy knows exactly what I'm talking about! I was 7 when he made me do that. I've played Tomb Raider 1 a couple of times since then. I was still, like, really young at the time. I think the last time I played it, I was still in my teens. And I never could get that far, so, like, I still have no idea to this day if it was in the first game or like, exactly how far in the game he was, rather. I remember him having to escape some giant boulder trap, and that was hilarious because Dad kept getting squished, and I laughed at him, and me being 7-year-old me, telling him what he should do, even though I've never played the game. So he got me to try and do it, and boy did I get mad at a damn rock. I think I was 11 when I beat Torso Boss. Wow. Nice. Ah, coffee, coffee, coffee. Delicious and nutritious. Put hair on your chest. I just got a confirmation email for my soon-to-be Tabby Slime plushie. Yay. I'm gonna get Tabby Slime plushie. Shh. Nobody tell Phoenix. Shh. Oh my god. Okay. I think, for now, I will have talked y'all's faces off enough. We covered all kinds of stuff. I'm really glad that I decided to do this today. Miss being able to get into gaming. You just don't have time for it, or is it you just haven't found anything that piques your interest? Because I know that frustration. Holy crap. I have all these games, and half of them I've never touched, and I don't know if I ever will. But I think... what was I gonna say? Jesus Christ, brain. Oh, sorry. Trying to keep all this on the same track and it keeps bouncing around. I did want to say thank you all for coming out, hanging out with me, listening to me essentially stand up here on my little soapbox and talk about all kinds of stuff. And just genuinely sharing my opinion on things. And just sharing my overall experience with you all. I still have a lot to learn and to accomplish in my life, which I'm very grateful that I have all of you here to support and help me out with that. And if you're not entirely sure how you're supporting me, it's, I don't know, just, you're here. Does that make sense? You're not judging me for me just being me. And that is something that I have always needed, and you guys just give that freely. And I appreciate it more than anything else in the world. Because I am very different compared to most people. I mean, fuck, look at me. I'm a redhead. That's, for starters, already most people have a freaking issue with. Not that I'm trying to bring up that salt fest. We can talk about that another time. But, you all offer me just... It's a lot that I could, like, quite literally break down and cry over explaining, but you do offer me a lot of support that I really wish I had when I was younger. And I hope that in some weird way that I offer the same to you. And I know, like, it's weird having friendships in general for myself just because of the crap that I've gone through in my life. It really is. But know that I am there for you, and I really hope while you're here in the community, or whether we're on Discord or whatever, that you're left with some kind of experience. And I hope overall it's a good experience. And no matter what happens, that we all understand that we're human. We're gonna make mistakes. We're definitely gonna fuck up. I know I have. I am by no means above anybody making mistakes. I have burned bridges that I really wish I could take back. I have hurt people in my life, and they've hurt me, and I really wish that had never happened, but it happened. And if I could take it back, I would. But knowing what happened, and picking myself up, and learning from those mistakes, and making sure that I don't do those same shit again, and then just everybody knowing, yeah, that's part of being human, is what everybody needs. I kind of rambled there. I had a thought, and then my brain just said, fuck it, you're tired, cut it out. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Stop saying that. That's something else I'm working on, is I have to stop saying I'm sorry, because it's not a matter of me being sorry. It's a matter of I'm just trying to recollect myself. Alright. We believe in you, Shweebe. We love you, Shweebe. I love you too, Lori. It's a good, different. Aw, thank you, Droid. Alright, I'm done. Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your freaking day. Let's end this stream with another freaking PSA. Public service announcement. You're fucking gorgeous. You're fucking wonderful. Don't let nobody tell you different. I love you. Have a great day. Battle cries. Woo! Yeah! I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!